Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Gambia and abroad. This is SS Media. If you are just following us, we are here in the convention of University of the Gambia 2025 with the various candidates that are vying for different positions. We have in the camp of coalition and the camp of alliance. And anyway, according to the constitution, they are not termed as a camp, but naturally they are four camps. It's very important to witness this great event that is the convention of University of the Gambia 2025 in order to witness the manifestos and the policies of various candidates from the alliance camp, from the coalition camp, and to also interview the students body as well in order to share their opinions concerning about election. And tomorrow is the election, and I believe all university students also will come out and cast their vote wisely in order to elect the right people, the right position. We are here at Gambia College in order to witness the congregation of university candidates that are aspiring for presidency, research, and other candidacy. So today here we have been the candidate of, I hope, solution is coalition, rather, right? Solution is salvation, right? Coalition, right? We have been the candidate here. But before going further, we are going to give the mic to the candidate to introduce himself to the wonderful university students. Thank you very much for actually inviting me to have tete-a-tete with you. It is indeed a pleasure to be here. I am Ibrahim the presidential candidate for Solution and Salvation Coalition, the most progressive camp in the history of the University of the Gambia, and then the only threat-free camp in the history of the University of the Gambia. I intended to vie for this position because I've been serving and I will continue to serve. I am the current sports minister, University of the Gambia Student Union. Before that, I was the president of India Student Union. I rose through the ranks and became the finance minister of NOX, National Union of Gambian Students. It comprises of all the universities in the Gambia. I'm also a general manager and a CEO. So when it comes to administration, we actually have 100 total background in administration. So actually, this is the reason why I intended to come and vie for this position to steer the affairs of the students of the University of the Gambia. The students of the University of the Gambia welfare and well-being is not compromised. I surrender myself to you, to the students, today and forever. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is amazing. That is Ibrahim Ture, the aspiring candidate for Solutions and Salvation Coalition. And Ibrahim, we understood that in University of the Gambia, the presidency is the most important position that a student can hold. And now, how are you going to manage the thousands of students in the University of Gambia? We know that you have another position that are under you if you are elected as the president of the University of the Gambia. Now, how are you going to manage all those students that are in the University of the Gambia? Thank you very much for this wonderful question. In my deliberation, I once said I serve as the president of MBS Student Union, where I have ministers under me that we worked till the 12 months. So this is not a new thing to me. I've been serving, and also I told you I'm a general manager where people are under me, and a CEO for that matter. So we have always been working with people to steer their affairs and also to ensure that their welfare and well-being is not compromised. I, as a sports minister of the University of the Gambia, I believe in inclusivity, teamwork. I, as the president, or the incoming president, cannot do it alone. So this is why we always have this mantra, as the Solution and Salvation Coalition, you cannot do it alone, we cannot do it alone, so let's do it together. So this has been our mantra. So collectively, we will be able to achieve a lot. And then under the Section 12 of the Student Union Constitution as amended 2021, as the function of the president, he or she shall be responsible for the coordination and supervision of the functions of the executive council. So knowing this as a responsibility of the president, I believe this is not a new thing. It's just a matter of continuation from where I started. Yeah, that is amazing, and I hope the university students are also listening. But our last question will be that now, what are your wise words for the university students? Because we know that tomorrow we are going to do. So, what are your wise words for the university students? General. Yes, just to advise my brothers and sisters of this noble institution. We need leaders that are going to represent us, leaders that will not be there for their self-interest, but for the general interest of the students of the University of the Gambia. That is one aspect of it. Let the students of the University of the Gambia also know this, that whosoever they are going to select, the person is going to serve them for 12 months. And in these 12 months, we understand fully that there are challenges in it. We have experienced what happened, and we don't want the same thing to continue. So we need leaders that are level-headed, that are experienced, that are assertive, that will be able to channel our affairs to the to management, for the student welfare and well-being to be enhanced. So University of the Gambia students, they are aware, they are very smart when it comes to decision making, and then I believe with this I stand at the better position to mount this position, and I'm 100% sure that the students of the University of the Gambia are going to rally behind a leader who is mature, a leader who is experienced, a leader who is assertive, a leader who is level-headed, and a leader who will channel their affairs to the core. So this is what I have for them. Let them come tomorrow and vote wisely on the team Solution is Salvation Coalition. This is a team that actually champions student affairs, that do not for once misembellish or misrepresent students of the University of the Gambia. And they are the only fourth freedom in the history of the University of the Gambia. So this is the team that the students should entrust their vote with, and then come on the 21st for Solution is Salvation Coalition to lead and win with a landslide. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you so much. That is the aspiring candidate for presidency under Solutions and Salvation Coalition, and he is Ibrahim Ture, I believe. And Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And good evening. And we are here again with another candidate that is a presidential candidate. And I hope the presidential candidate is from Alliance as well. And as I stated earlier, we have in two camps in the University of the Gambia, that is the Alliance and the Salvation as well, or the coalition rather. But according to the constitution, as I stated earlier, they say there's no recognition of the camps, that they are all individuals. But here we are with a candidate that is vying for presidential position, and we are going to give the mic to the candidate to introduce himself to the wonderful students of the University of the Gambia. Yes.
Thank you so very much. My name is Mohamed Galan, presidential candidate for UTJ Industrial Alliance for Change, the most successful and the longest existing political entity in the history of the University of the Gambia. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is Mohamed Galan, the presidential candidate of I Hope Alliance, and he is vying for the position of president. I hope the university also are waiting to hear from you as well. And Mr. Galan, we also asked you a position about how to manage university students. We realize that there are thousands of students in the University of the Gambia. We also realize that they also have a lot of visas under you. But how are you going to coordinate? Yes.
I think university coordination is beyond an individual. It's a collective responsibility that we owe to one another as students of the university. As a presidential candidate, I do not only intend to make sure I foster the welfare of the students of the university, also ensuring that their rights are protected. And this we're going to do by working hand in hand with the students, of course, because without the students, we do not even exist as student leaders. Of course, we would do this with the students and with the student leaders in various sub-associations like SOSA, UNIGAMSA, NSA, LSA, JSA, amongst other sub-associations in the West, including ACE and other sub-associations. Because with these people, they would be at a position to have, because they're the ones that are with the students at the ground, on the ground, and would be at a position to know the problems, especially the basic problems that students are faced with. With these ones, they would have a position to channel it through us, and together we will be at a position to provide solutions, and of course identify partners that will become more for ensuring that such problems of the students become things of the past. So just to be of more clarity, we can only organize or have a cordial relationship as a council if we are able to work hand in hand with the students and of course the sub-associations in the University of the Gambia.
Wow, that is amazing, and I hope university students also are listening. And our last question will be Mr. Galan or President Galan rather. At the end of the day now, what would be your wise words for the University of the Gambia? Because you know that it's early to know that we are going to do. So, what are your advice for the university students concerning about election?
Thank you. I think that is one of the most sensitive questions that one can ask. Because as a community, as students of the University of Ghana, we know that in as much as most of us want to be in office, we need to always remember that there is life before elections and there is life after elections. People you attack today, maybe you save yours tomorrow. People you hate today for political reasons, maybe people that you have to rely on in the later days for different aspects of life. Because we are here as a community. We meet and discuss. As always, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, most of us in this university may not be here in this very university. We may be in different facets of life where we would have to be relying on one another. Therefore, I encourage all students to maintain decorum, to encourage hygiene in our political spectrum. Because without this, we are at a high sense of being character assassinated. I mean, the other things that we may face as student leaders. However, just to end this, by telling the students that in this particular elections, everybody has it in. And even those in denial know that due to the Interschool Alliance for Change, who has presented the most experienced student leaders, who have the smartest of policies that which are geared towards protecting the life and fostering the welfare and development of the students of the world. I therefore implore on all the students, especially those supporting Mohamed Galan, to know that voting Galan alone is not enough. It's a matter of voting for Galan, voting for Mamadou Kebe, voting for Mamadou Kebe, voting for Mahai Emso, voting for Maud Lamin Drame, voting for Anna Sen, Usman E. Kamara, voting for Sadio Jase, and all candidates, Sure Kamara, Mohamed Kasser, and all candidates of Youth University Alliance, Zainab Ndaw, and all other candidates of Youth University Alliance. For more productive and more right-centered student unionism. Because without these individuals, Ghana is a nobody. I need these individuals to foster an agenda that we intend to present to the students of the Gambia for more progressive student unionism, inshallah. Thank you.
Wow, that is amazing from President Galan. We have the advice from the President of Coalition, and we also have the advice from the President of Alliance as well. And I hope this is a food for thought to all university students in order to maintain governance and in order to maintain peace and cohesion within the University of the Gambia. Because the election will come and go, but the student of the University of the Gambia will stay. And thank you so much, President Galan. Yeah, thank you so much. So we are with another gentleman here. That is also vying for a position. But it will be better for the gentleman also to introduce himself for the wonderful students that are about to vote or cast their vote for them in on the 20th rather, that is tomorrow Thursday, inshallah, by 9 o'clock at work, inshallah. So, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you very much, the SSSB media. We are very proud. My name is Alassana Jem, the incoming Education and Research Minister under the placard of the Solution Salvation Coalition. In as much this year's election is concerned, if you look at the composition of the political camp, that is the political establishment of the Solution Salvation Coalition, you will realize we have the most competent candidates that can steer the affairs of the students of the University of the Gambia in the 12 months to come. Each and every position that is manned by a candidate perfectly aligned with their program at the University of the Gambia. That means one thing, that we do not do what we call cherry picking. Applications were released and we applied, we have gone through a rigorous interview, and then we were found to be fit for those positions. And this is why we are going to come and represent the students of the University of the Gambia.
That is amazing from Alassana again. He is vying for Education and Research Minister for 2025 rather, a university election. So Alassana, among your policies, what is the key policy? Because we know that you may have a lot of policies that you want to at least have for the university. What are the policies that you have? For example, the key one.
Thank you so much for asking this question. Basically, I have 10 policies that I would love to achieve when voted into office. The first policy, which is the most pressing policy at the University of the Gambia, is to lobby to ensure there is enough lecturers at the University of the Gambia. It is evidence that we have some courses that are not mounted into the portal, simply because the University of the Gambia do not have lecturers to take over those courses. And secondly, also, if you understand the NACA Act, the ratio of a lecturer to students is 1:45. Recently, we are witnessing an over capacity of classes in only one class, the likes of use of English 1 and use of English 2. We have 155 students in a single class. This is very inconvenient. This is very abnormal in a university settings, and then we cannot continue to be the victim of the system. So this is why the Solution Salvation Coalitions come with these competent individuals to make sure that we change the narrative, because we are not the victim of the system. It's either we change the system or we change those responsible of the system, because we are paying tuition fee and we expect the university management to make sure there is enough lecturers in each and every faculty within the University of the Gambia. It is evident some lecturers are leaving and there is no replacement when they left the schools. We also have lecturers that are overloaded with courses. You see a lecturer lecturing 3 courses in a university setting. We know in university standard around the world, this is not accepted, it is not allowed, simply because the lecturer will not be effective to lecture all those courses and even mark the scripts of the students and enter the required marks. These are all problems we face at the University of the Gambia. Secondly is the issue of missing grades. If you understand some of our seniors or students at the university, they will tell you that there are students that are forced to even repeat a particular course simply because their grades are missing. That is to tell you how frustrated students are at the University of the Gambia. And these are all problems we want to end, because this is a university, not a secondary school where we should be facing these kind of problems. People are wasting more than 4 years in their program lifespan. If you are accounting major and economic major, you are expected to only spend 4 years at the University of the Gambia. But sometimes you have to spend more than that simply because you do not access a particular grade with related to a particular course. And then this is not as a result of students being irresponsible or not. It is from the side of the university management. And we want to end this. This is why, as the incoming education and research, I have a strategy to come with what we call a mission grade tracker. And this mission grade tracker is going to make sure that we release it so that affected students can go through the Google form and then put their names and then the courses in which they are affected. That we will have the required data, we will present it before the management, and through the collaborations of our coming vice president, that is no other person, Ibrahim Jata, and then our coming president, that is Ibrahim Ture, because these are two portfolios that are very important to represent students at the governing council and at the Senate, because it is at the Senate where academic matters are discussed. And we need people who are as assertive as Ibrahim Jata. We need somebody who can advance our agenda to the governing council as Ibrahim Ture. If these two people, we do not have strong people to represent us at the governing council and at the Senate, it's going to be difficult for some of the ministries to implement their policies. These are all problems. We have a lot of problems that we want to. This is why.
Of course. Yeah, I believe we are having a candidate here that is having a lot of policies. And one of the policies were in order to increase the lecturers and other kind of things.
There's one policy. There's one policy. In the history of the University of the Gambia, I'm the only candidate coming with a policy to establish a national higher education consortium. And this policy is here to make sure we collaborate the entire institutions in the Gambia, ranging from colleges and private universities, so that we can have what we call a joint research collaborations to address and advocate for academic reforms. These are all wonderful policies that the Solution Salvation has crafted, not only to address the problems of the University of the Gambia, but the country at large.
Yes, I hope university students are listening. This is a candidate that is having plenty of policies, and I hope the policies are going to be tangible as well. So thank you so much, Mr. J.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Okay, we are back again. We are here with the, we can see the most renowned party in the University of the Gambia, that is the Vice President at the Senate. Or the Senator rather, at the University Senate, that is no other person but the Minister, very ideally. And Minister, today we are here to witness the convention of University of the Gambia 2025 election, and I hope you have experienced this one time without numbers. Now, what are your experiences concerning about the convention?
Thank you very much. This is another milestone in the electoral history of the University of the Gambia. Today we are on a convention where candidates will read out their manifestos, their policies, and their track record, so that individuals within the University of the Gambia, students can make decisions and then vote for them tomorrow in elections. Tomorrow is the election, then today has been the convention since in the morning, and we are here. The day is getting longer, but we expect more to happen. My experience as far as I have been a candidate over the past year as a representative from the Mighty Interschool Alliance for Change, I believe being a candidate in the university is one of the most daunting tasks that a student can have. But the resolve of winning also serves as a very, very big opportunity to unlock many potentials as far as your time in the university is concerned.
That is very important. I hope that is very insightful as well from the Senate or the Senator, that is Minister and the Vice President of University of the Gambia 2024-2025. Now, Lisa, what are your advice to the students in order to cast their vote?
Yes, my advice is very simple. Let them cast their vote for the most progressive camp, that is the Interschool Alliance for Change. That is where I came from, and it is always camp within the University of the Gambia. And as far as we are concerned, we have candidates that have sound policies and with unblemished track record. If we give them the opportunity to serve, they will serve the interests of the people. Last year when I was contesting, I contested on the Alliance. There are many doubting Thomases. There are many doomsday prophets who said I will not win, who said I will not serve the interests of the students. But for the records, I have completed and then fulfilled all my policies. Key among my policies was to produce a standby ambulance, which I have done. There's a standby ambulance here. I also make sure that I am the first senator within the history of the University of the Gambia to provide what we call a timely Senate report. After every Senate meeting, I normally provide a Senate report to be readily available to the students, whereby the students will be able to understand what matters have been discussed at the Senate and be able to make informed choices and decisions as for the report. And for the records also, I have served as a student representative with responsible representation where I have been answering questions regarding the issues that students face. I've also facilitated remarking, facilitating makeup exams and trying to extend the summer calendar to other schools. So these are some of the things that I have done, and I believe students of these universities should learn from me, especially these candidates, and they learn from other people in order to achieve the higher heights.
Yeah, that is amazing, and I believe that is a big achievement for the Vice President of the University of the Gambia 2024-2025. And thank you so much, Minister, for joining us.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
We are still here at the conventional ground at Gambia College. Today is the convention of University of the Gambia Student Election 2025, and this is SS Media if you are just joining us. And so now we are with students that we can say that are somehow affiliated because some of the students show their interest based on politics because they are politically parties. So we can call Ibrahim here, that is a supporter of Alliance, to share his ideas and his ideology concerning about the election that's supposed to be conducted tomorrow. Ibrahim, what are your thoughts concerning about tomorrow's election?
Yes, just simple. I'm optimistic that Alliance is going to dominate, and that is all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking at the caliber of candidates that we put together in this election, they are unmatched. You understand? I mean, as far as this year's election is concerned, they are the best candidates, competent, tested, and approved. In fact, I mean, to some extent, our opponents were baffled and were desperate to an extent that wanted to turn things when easy approve for our candidates. So that alone, I mean, tells a huge about us, and that alone, indicates that this year our candidates that we present before the students are the unmatched candidates, are the candidates that are fit and proper to man this position as per the SU is concerned.
Yeah, when you look at the University of the Gambia, most of the students are not showing any interest in order to take part in student affairs and in election as well. Now, what are you advising those kind of students in order to come out in their live number tomorrow to vote?
Yeah, for me, I've been saying this, I mean, time without number, that student leadership is something that all students should, venture into. I mean, this is just a growing up, time for all of us. We therefore have to take responsibility at this age. So, like one of my teachers would say, that politics is like you are either part of politics or it is part of you. Because whether you partake or you don't partake, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, there are people that will steer your affairs. So, therefore, I mean, participating definitely, I mean, plays a very important role because if you participate, that's the time you have the right to hold them accountable. So, if you don't participate, obviously, you're going to hold them accountable. So, to the students of University of Gambia, I am calling on all students to tomorrow to turn out in their large numbers to cast their votes for their respective candidates. So, I mean, that is why today we have a convention here, is to hear from the candidates, first and from the candidates, I mean, from their policies and the ideas that they have for the students. So, that's why students are all to come here, let them listen, and then hear from these individuals. So, the candidate that best, convince them, they are free at liberty to vote for the candidate. So, that's why, for me, I would urge all candidates to, for all students, I mean, that are eligible to vote, to turn out tomorrow, I mean, in our large numbers, because they are votes to ensure that we, have a very good and responsible leadership. So you either partake, or I mean, if you don't partake, whatever happens next, it is upon you. So I will call on all students to, participate in this year's election.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is Ibrahim Mbai. He is calling all the students to come out tomorrow in order to cast their vote because we are all part of university issues. Any law that are going to be implemented, all the students are going to be affected either directly or indirectly. So it's important for all university students to come out in order to cast their vote for their respective career that they choose. So thank you so much, Ibrahim, for joining us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Another person here, there is also a university student, I believe. At the end of the day, he's also here in order to witness the convocation of university students election 2025. And what are your thoughts, or what are your views and your thoughts concerning about university elections?
Thank you so much, SS Media. I think this is very, very grateful, and I believe this is also very timely
I think this came at a time that all the students are baffled. We don't know where to cast our votes because this took me at a time. I could remember throughout the whole 2 or 3 days. I don't actually know which of the party that I should cast my vote. But I came to the conclusion that I have to be here at the convention day. Come and listen to various politicians, let them give out their point and of course their manifestations. This will help us a lot because right now the political atmosphere is very dusty. You have to come to the board here and listen to them and hear from them exactly so that you can be able to choose which of the candidates you want. But as of now, as things are going smoothly, I think I am already against. I'm already ready.
Yeah, you are already ready.
I'm already ready. So everywhere is red. So I'm already on that.
What do you mean by you are already ready?
Yes, because I'm already convinced by the manifestations. Yeah, with the agenda. So I'm already ready. Yeah, I feel like I'm already ready. Yes.
Yeah, that is amazing. We believe that the political atmosphere is very dusty and it's very timely for them to come out and clear the air for the rest of the students.
Definitely.
And what is the importance of this convention for the student body?
I feel that this is very, very important because all the students that we know, because most of us are very based on friendship line, based on this and that, this and this and that. But with this convention, this will help students that are very, very interested in politics and they want to make sure these portfolios are mounted by people that are very, very genuine. You can use the opportunity of this convention to listen and hear from these people. At least with their good agendas, the way forward for university students, we will know from their agenda and their policies. So all of us are given this priority, and then we are all here, and everything, as you can see, the atmosphere is very clean. People are going, everything is happening in the right track, and as of now, there is no problem.
Yeah, that is amazing. From our wonderful brother, and it's very important to come to this convention in order to hear their policies, their manifestos. But concerning about the turnout, are you happy about it? Because we have thousands of university students.
Yeah.
But when you come here, it is not more than even 5,000 students. And what are your advice to those people?
Yeah, definitely. I'm also surprised too because I believe the number of students like university we have about 600 people. Yes, yeah, almost 1,000 of students we have at the university. Almost a day we are talking about 500 students that are going to Faraba a day for the classes. So days like this, events like this, we are expecting a turnout that is far greater or more than this. Yeah, so the turnout is actually very low, which I'm not very, very satisfied with.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. And thank you.
Thank you so much, boss. Thank you so much, boss.
The procure without wasting, without doing any corruption in the procurement. So you don't know when I say procurement. That way we cannot take the logistics to another level. We cannot take this logistics to another level. I am going. Hello.
The Gambia 2025 election, and we are here with students that are at the University of the Gambia in order to express their thought, their views, their opinion concerning about various what comes and concerning about various candidates as well. And we have our humble brother here who is about to give us ideas, give us opinions, give us views about the convention, the whole idea, the whole importance of the convention. And our humble brother, what is your name?
My name is Abubakar Mo.
Yes, Abubakar Mo. You know that we have been two camps in the University of the Gambia, and clearly you are already manifesting your participation concern about the coalition. Now, what is the reason of supporting coalition?
Yes, I have a lot of reasons about supporting coalition. One of the reasons is we have seen the coalition and then the alliance candidates. What made me to support coalition is that we have seen coalitions giving scholarship to students. They are the only camp that did that. Coalitions are the one giving laptop scheme to students. They are the only camp that did that. And when you come today, you look at the convention, you read their manifestation, you look at what they have for the people. You really know that coalition is only the team that we have in the university and the best team that you can ever vote for. And what I would tell the students is that do not sit behind, come and vote, come and cast your vote. It is very easy if you don't want to involve in politics. The only thing that you can do is to read their manifestation. You have them in your phone, just read it and look at it very well. You really know that the coalition is the best, the best candidates they have, and then yes, that is it.
Yeah, that is very important. We are told that coalition are giving scholarship to people and they are also giving other things to people as well. And that is very important. I hope that also convince them to vote for coalition or participate in the political affairs of coalition. And what are your advice to people that are sitting at home? Because we believe that in the University of the Gambia, there have been a lot of people that are here, but a lot of few people are here in order to witness the convention.
Yes, my advice to those that are sitting around, particularly the university students, it is very easy. You might not attend the convention or you don't want to be part of the convention. The police and I'm urging each and every one of you to read the manifestation, the policies of the candidates that they have for us. Please, if you do this, you will really know who to vote and who not to vote. it is very clear that the coalition, the solution celebration, we call it the coalition, it is the best camp we have in the University of the Gambia. It is the best camp that represents your interest as a student of the University of the Gambia. You need to make a wise choice. The reason is this: what you make, your choice today will affect the next 2 semesters we have in the University of the Gambia. So for that being the case, our advice is that every one of you, even if you do not have class, try to go to the time we have a police station here. You have Calicut and any other places. You try go and you go there and then cast your vote. That's right.
And that is very important. And more is here in order to call on all university students tomorrow to come out and cast their vote. And it's very important. That wonderful vote is very important because it's going to determine your 4 years of stay in University of the Gambia, your 3 years of stay in University of the Gambia, or any time that you have stayed in University of the Gambia. That small vote that you have is not only a mere paper, but it's a powerful voice for the entire students. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
We are here again at Gambia College. Still now we are on convention issues, and we have our brother here that is also here to witness the convention. But we are going to ask the brother, what is your name first?
Thank you so much for having me. My name is John Jaliba Mbake. I'm from the School of Arts and Sciences, where I majored in political science, and I currently serve as the Vice President of the Social Sciences.
Yeah, we have the Vice President of the Social Sciences, and I believe you have experienced much in this university politics. Now, what is your perspective concern about the turnout for today?
The turnout is really encouraging. I'm someone who have attended all the 4 conventions that have happened since I came into the university, because I finished my studies last semester, but I've not yet graduated. So if you look at the conventions that have happened, this is one of the conventions that have a very large number of crowd. That is to tell you how students of the university are interested in participating in the affairs of the university by coming to listening to their candidates who want to steer their affairs and knowing their policies, and then they will be able to make a good decision that is going to affect their lives positively in the next 12 months.
John Jaliba, now concerning about the turnout that we have and the entire students of the University of the Gambia. Now, what is your top concern about it? Because you have compared the previous years and this year. But concerning about the entire totality of university students and the turnout.
So it is also important to understand the reality and fact that one thing that we are faced with as a university is that we don't have a big hall that can be able to accommodate every student. And that is why you see we are using the Gambia College hall, because we don't have a big hall in Faraba that can accommodate a large number of students. But what this can tell you is that students have now shown no interest in participating in university politics, and also being able to listen to people that want to steer their affairs, and also to be able to make a choice, because convention is one of the major grounds where students can make decisions. Elections is tomorrow. If you are not able to make a decision since the beginning of the campaign, the last day like this should be a day that you should be able to make a decision before the elections Thursday.
Yeah, that is very important. And as the Vice President, what are your advice to the entire students?
My advice is very clear and simple. Even with the engagement that I had with candidates, irrespective of their camps, what I asked them to do is to keep it very civil. These are brothers and sisters who attend the same courses, who are majoring in the same areas, and who are in the same university, who spend nights together and do things together. So what is expected of them is to ensure that they do a political they do politics that is going to be different with how it happens at national level or at regional level. They should be able to demonstrate that the university students who are going to compete based on ideas and not on character assassination, knowing fully well that university life is only 4 years, a bachelor's degree, and after that you may be working with your opponent in the same office, or people that even belong to the same political party in the same office. So if you do not have a good relationship now, you will not be able to have a good relationship there. So the advice is to keep it civil and to ensure that they are very much respectful to one another.
Yeah, and I hope that is very important, and I hope university students also are going to listen to you as well, because it's very important to introduce hygiene in our politics as well. And thank you so much for having me. Yes, we are here at Gambia College at the Convention of University Students 2025 election, and we are here with a gentle lady, right? And the gentle lady also said she is political neutral, and concerned about that, we can say we are political apathic. In a sense that we don't belong to any political party. But now, what is the reason of being politically neutral? Concerned about university students?
Because sometimes they affect individuals that they don't fit for the position, and others have it. Because if you go for a camp that all of the individuals are not fit for a position and you vote for them, you are causing problem for. You are adding more problem to your problems. So in case of that, for me, I don't have a camp. Because having a camp is an issue. Because some of them will say, I will vote for this individual. I know he can't do it, but I vote because of the camp. That is why for me, I'm neutral individuals. she saw me the time the Grand Alliance were here, they called me for t-shirt. Solutions also, they called me for a t-shirt. I told them it is okay. Because having a camp will be a problem. Because you vote for an individual that is not competent. And voting for that person, you are not solving that areas the problem. That is why for me I'm neutral.
So we are neutral in university policy. So it's significant there are a lot of political parties in University of the Gambia because simply that there are a lot of incompetent candidates. That's why she is politically a party. Now, what is your advice to people, in fact, that are venturing into what camps issue? Because we believe that we need to elect people that are competent instead of party camps.
Because voting for an individual that is competent is part of solving problem for us. Because if you vote for a person, for example, logistic, you vote for an individual, that you know that he or she can't do the person well, you are having problem. Because some of them were saying that I can provide buses, but providing something free, you will have the phone. If you don't have the phone, that means your policy is not incorrect, and you can't do it because some policies need money. And as a student, you can't tell an individual that you can do this policy while you don't have the fund. Because if you have the fund, you'll buy your own car to go to Faraba. Then provide a bus.
And that is very important, I believe, because there are a lot of policies that have been highlighted, but the achievability of those policies becomes a questionable thing, right? So those are things that we also need to deter ourselves from promising people things that they cannot achieve.
Yes.
So, and that is very important. And thank you for having me here as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is very important to witness this great event that is the Convention of University of the Gambia 2025 in order to witness the manifestos and the policies of various candidates from the Alliance camp, from the Coalition camp, and to also interview the students body as well in order to share their opinions concerning about election. And tomorrow is the election, and I believe all university students also will come out and cast their vote wisely in order to elect the right people in the right position. And my name is Usman Jora, and this is SS Media. And thank you.